Hey everybody, it's Nancy M,
And Nancy T.
and we are chillaxing in the Shibo this evening, and we just wanted to come on and talk to everybody about the new park, Universal Epic. We want to know your thoughts. We want to know what you think about it, who's planning to travel. So, what can you start off, Nancy, and tell us a little bit about Universal Epic?
I'm sure you guys have all seen or have read. There's been some previews of the park. It officially opens May 22nd. Um, but I know they've had some previews and stuff happening. So there's a lot of content on YouTube about the park, which is amazing. It's a new park, part of Universal Orlando Resorts, and there's going to be 5 immersive worlds in it. So I know it's going to be the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, Super Nintendo World, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Dark Universe, and Celestial Park. Um, I've seen the video so far on YouTube, and it looks friggin' phenomenal. I'm super excited. I can't wait to go.
I'm very excited for, is it the Dark Universe?
Hmm.
And vampires, werewolves.
It looks awesome.
You can actually get your makeup done like a werewolf, like a vampire from, Universal makeup artists. I think it's going to be absolutely epic. I think that the name of this park is literally just going to capture it all. It's going to be epic. Harry Potter.
But wait a sec. I think though for the makeup thing, I did read somewhere, depending on how you get it done and how much, they won't serve you alcohol because they can't identify you on your ID.
Wouldn't surprise me.
So maybe, maybe if you're going to do that, just double check.
The last thing you want to hear is no, you cannot have a cold beer.
Hmm.
So the big standouts, I think, obviously, is Harry Potter,
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Battle at the Ministry.
Hmm. And it's a virtual queue, from what I understand.
Yeah, virtual queues. You want to make sure you're on your device at the right time. Oh, because there's nothing worse than missing your queue.
And I heard too that I think it's different from Disney, where, at Disney, you can do a virtual queue like at your home, like or wherever you are. You can book the virtual queue at the hotel before you even get into the park. But I think at Universal, they want you to be in the park and making that virtual queue, which means you got to get there early.
Well, trust me, we will be there early.
So Nancy and I are going. We're not telling when. We want it to be a surprise, but we do have tickets to go, and I'm excited. Like I can't believe we got tickets to go to this park. Like it's unreal.
So the first one too is like Super Mario Land,
Hmm.
which for any of us Gen Xers that grew up,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? I mean, Nintendo, that was where, well, Atari, but
Oh yeah.
Atari, yes. But I really think with like Nintendo, and Little Mario,
Hmm.
hop you little plumber, hop, hop, hop. That's where it was, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we all grew up with. And now there's like Donkey Kong Country.
Oh, I can't wait. That ride looks awesome.
Yeah. And then there's like Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Like, I just think it's going to be absolutely, like, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a long lineup for some of the rides. The queues are going to be crazy.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I think,
For opening. Yeah.
yeah, I think if we look at it though, like Star Wars Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, I mean, the lineups are still what? An hour, hour and a half,
Oh,
two
longer.
hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you're on the ride for what, 10 minutes? And it's
Mhm.
absolutely the most sensational ride I've ever been on.
And worth it. I think when people go to this park, I mean, it's the first. They haven't built a park in 26 years. It's been 26 years since a theme park opened in Central Florida. So I think people need to keep in mind when they're going, like, yes, it's going to be busy. And yeah, the lineups are going to be long because, like you said, at Hollywood Studios, I mean, last time I went last year, I waited 180 minutes. Like, it is what it is. I love that ride. And I just have my water and make the best out of it.
Yep, absolutely. So we want to know, like, who is planning to go to this park? Um, who
Hmm.
thinks that it's worth the travel to Florida
Hmm.
to check out this epic universe? I personally think it is going to be worth it. I think going through like into Super Mario Land, for
Hmm.
example, they have it like you're going through one of the green tubes.
Yeah, it's really immersive.
So I think that in and of itself, all the nostalgia that we're going to feel
Yeah.
is going to be
Oh, it's going to be mind blowing.
incredible.
Yeah. Even the Ministry of Magic, like I've seen YouTube videos and it's spectacular. Like I just, right, not to compare it to Disney because we shouldn't be, but Rise of Resistance, that's fully immersive. I've never seen anything like it. And then I saw videos of the Ministry of Magic and I'm like, oh my God, like I don't know what the ride's like. Clearly I've never been on it, and I don't think you can film on it, but from what you can see in the queue and stuff, it reminds me of Rise of Resistance. Like it looks so good. So freaking good.
I can tell you, when I was waiting for Rise of the Resistance, I was absolutely taken away with how authentic everything felt and
Mm-hmm.
how you really honestly feel like you're stepping into a different world,
Yeah.
and your reality of your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 and stuff like that is not there.
Mm-hmm.
And for just a few minutes, right, you were literally somewhere else.
Yeah.
um and now I'm really expecting that, like, especially as anybody who knows me, I am Harry Potter ride or die. And I absolutely, from the pictures and the small videos I've seen from the Ministry of Magic, I think the detail,
Uh-huh.
everything, it's just going to take you to that next piece of Harry Potter land. And I think it's just absolutely going to be mind blowing.
Yeah. Traveling by Floo powder. Like that looks
Phenomenal.
oh, I can't wait. I'm
I
so excited. It looks so good.
there's the next one, like How to Train Your Dragon.
I gotta watch those movies.
I don't know. I feel I have two sons. I feel like I have seen these at some point.
I haven't. I gotta watch them before I go.
I don't know. I know the main characters. I think they're coming out with a live action.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It
So
all
it's,
looks good.
yeah, it looks interesting. It's not like, I can't describe it. It's not something that I would say I'm automatically like I want to go run to that first and try it, but I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what they've done with it.
Yeah. Or that tavern. Is that in the one that's burning? Is that in the oh my God, I can't even think right now. The haunted section.
The Dark
Dark
Universe.
Universe. Is it there?
I think it is.
There's this bar. I think it's a bar. And it's like the windmill part of it on the outside. It goes on fire every so often, but I've seen videos of it in the nighttime and it just I can't even imagine like the ambiance, everything. It's like, oh, it just looks so good. And it's not meant to be scary. It's not meant to be like horror nights or anything like that. It's like there's nothing that's going to pop out and grab you or anything. From what I've read and from what I've seen, it just looks so good.
Well, I think the thing is, as it's going to be a family park,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, they have to sell to everybody. I think it's going to be pretty. And again, I hate to compare, but it's going to be like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween.
Probably. I
Do you
mean,
know what I mean? When they
yeah,
have that kind of
yeah,
darker, spookier, almost like the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
where they got that darker kind of theme, it's darker, the low lighting, and you got the ghosts all around or whatever, but at the same time there's nothing jumping out and scaring the little kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm trying to kind of figure out everything that is with this Celestial Park, because that's the one that I haven't heard a lot about.
I've only seen YouTube videos on Celestial Park, and it looks pretty. I think there's like a restaurant, like a actual like table service higher end restaurant there. I saw a ride that looks like a carousel type thing. Like it's right in front of the hotel, the new hotel that is it Helios? I don't know how to say that name.
Helios?
Helios. Oh my God, we're awful. But yeah, it's like coming off of that hotel. Um, but I my favorite. Well, I'm looking forward to Harry Potter, but Super Nintendo World's doing that for me. I remember Nintendo came out when I was growing up. I'm an 80s kid, and I remember when we got our first Nintendo, and oh, this is going to be friggin' awesome. Can't wait.
My big thing is walking around these hot parks.
Oh, yeah.
It's
We're going to
real.
need water.
The heat, that swampy feeling. It's all real. Chub Rub is real.
And I usually go to Orlando in the fall, like October, November. It's typically when I go. I did go in May last year and it was quite hot. Um, and we're going soon, and it's going to be very hot. I don't know how we're going to survive. Like, people down there are climatized, but like, we're not.
I struggle in the coldest months like January, February. I find it too hot, and I totally am still in a tank top and shorts. And I see some Floridians going in winter jackets.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, I think what we need to do is pack multiple tank tops, multiple shorts, so we can change. Multiple. Oh, we get on water rides though. Cool us off. Do you do water rides?
Oh, I do it all.
Oh.
Sometimes I ask why. I do it all. And that is like the Tower of Terror.
Oh, I don't do that.
I do not.
You
Every
catch me.
time I'm on it and it comes crashing down, you know, how many stories at a time? Why? Why
Yeah.
did I do it? What was I thinking? I'm obviously not sane, and it's horrific.
Are
But
you
I
going to
get
get on that in September when we go back? When we
probably
go to Disney?
not.
No,
Prob-
can't.
Probably not, because I really try not to. It's not fun.
Oh,
It is not fun.
so when we went to go look for tickets, um, we kind of wanted to buy just an Epic, like 2 days just at Epic, because what they're doing is, for those of you who don't know, you can purchase a single day ticket or you can do like a park to park option type thing, same as Disney. But because Epic is so new, and I'm not sure why they're doing this. They didn't really say why. Maybe it's crowd control. I'm not sure. But Epic, they're not allowing you to do park to park. So you have to buy a single day ticket for that. And I can't find single day tickets. So we end up getting a 3 day ticket, with a 3 day ticket, which included 1 day at Epic. So we only have 1 day at Epic, which is fine. So we got to make the most of it. So we'll be there open to close, I'm sure. Um, and then we have the other 2 days are for Universal, Island of Adventure, and Volcano Bay, and they're park to park. So I don't know how we're going to fit everything in, but we'll make it happen.
We're gonna need the park to park tickets just because if to go on the Hogwarts train,
Yeah.
you have to go, you have to have that park to park ticket. I see that part of it. I'm interested to see where somewhere down the line, I think Universal is going to have another option like park to park with Epic because then people will
Yeah.
be able to go to all three,
Yeah.
you know, um,
I think they will, but
Diagon Alley,
yeah.
Hogsmeade.
They're not connected though.
You take the train.
No, oh yeah, for Island of Adventure and Universal, but Epic is not. You
Well,
can't.
that's what I mean. Are they going
There's
to
a
eventually do
do something.
something?
Yeah, because it's not. Island of Adventure and Universal, you can go through City Walk and get
Yeah.
to the other one, but this new one is not near there. Like I think you would have to take a bus of some sort, or well, unless you're driving or
Oh,
whatever.
you have to take the night bus.
The night.
If you're into Harry, we'll take the night bus for Lost Wizards.
But yeah, I agree. They're gonna have to do that. I don't know when they'll do that, but as of right now, you can only do one day. So keep that in mind if you're booking Universal tickets.
Yeah, it really is something because a lot of us from the East Coast, we don't fly to Florida for a weekend or whatever. You're usually there for quite a bit of time. So, you usually want to maximize your park days if that's what you're going for is the parks.
Yeah.
But in this case, they kind of limit you, which I mean, I understand it's a new park. Um, but I'm hoping it's going to be like a catch-22 situation that when we're at Islands of Adventure, there's going to be a little bit of a less crowd because a lot of Universal people are going to be going over into Epic.
Epic. Yeah.
So it might work out a little bit in our favor.
Yeah. And when we booked our tickets, Epic, we had to pick the day. Like it wasn't like you just can't show up whenever. Like it's date based because it's one ticket. So our date is our date.
Yeah, our date is our date. We don't talk about the date right yet.
Right, yeah.
Right yet.
But we're gonna get, I mean, we're only going down for a couple days. I mean, it's because we love this stuff. We love visiting Orlando. We love theme parks, um, and particularly the Orlando area. Um, we're big Disney nuts and whatnot. So that's why we're going. We have our full-time jobs, but we're dedicated.
So the big thing for us is we thought it would be interesting that within a certain amount of time of the park opening, that we get feet on the ground down in Orlando because we want to show you guys right now currently what it's like to travel to Florida.
Yeah.
How busy are the airports, what's going on, and not only that, what is going on in Florida in terms of the parks, like is it standing room only, you can see lots of reviews for Epic. A lot of the vloggers for parks, both Disney and Universal, are there, and they're providing a lot of content. But we wanted to go down, see it for ourselves, and then we can come back and say, hey guys, you know what, it's a great time to go, or you know what guys, I might wait a little bit and let the initial crowd go down. Having this number of park tickets was beneficial, or it should have been a little different, and kind of give you guys a feel, because here on the East Coast, we like our travel, but we also don't like hassle. We love to travel without hassle. So it's kind of figuring out for you guys what works and what doesn't a little bit. And the one thing that I personally am going to do, and I'm going to link a couple of examples to this little chat tonight, is I am going to fat test some of the rides. Because as we all know, this world is changing for what kind of rides that they're making.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more, well, not that there isn't safety now, but there's a lot more movement, and they really need to make sure that people are really locked in and safe.
Yeah.
And I find, and I have found for the last couple of years, that Universal can be very tricky
Yeah.
with sizing.
We found that too. I mean, I haven't gone to Universal in a little bit, but when me and my husband went, he found it pretty hard for some of the rides. Um, so I think now they're doing, they have like those little tester seats at Epic, especially because it's new park. So you sit in the little tester thing before you even get in the lineup. And if, you get the green light, then it's a go ahead. If not, then it's an indicator that, you can't get on the ride. It's not safe for you, et cetera, et cetera. So I know I found that too with Universal, which is disappointing because you don't really run into that at Disney.
It's just starting now. I find a little bit with Tron, Flights of Passage, and being a larger person, there is a lot of, I don't think people realize like you have anxiety.
Yeah.
Real life, like it's real.
Yeah.
And in everyday life, you're kind of in that position of, oh, God,
Yeah.
is this a good situation? So what I'm going to try to do is, you know what, I'm going to confront my kind of hangups about it. And I am totally going to film myself trying the seats
Yeah.
and seeing if they work, because there's nothing worse than being a person that's got a little extra junk in the trunk and you're trying to go do something and you're with your group of peers
Hmm.
and you don't fit on that ride.
I know. Yeah.
And I've had it happen to me at Universal.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoo,
Mortifying.
it was mortifying.
Mhm.
So it was like if I had a little more, I think it's because I was such a Disney person, where things are just a little more accessible,
Yeah.
yada, 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 that somehow in my head, like it never even crossed my mind that size would be an issue.
Yeah.
And obviously it was. And I had been on the ride the year before, which I
Mhm.
think made it even worse. The Forbidden Journey. So I'm definitely, that's one of the things I'm passionate about, is showing people, okay, you know what? You see what I look like? Yes, it worked.
Mhm.
No, it didn't. And I know, I'm trying to remember what ride it is in Dark Universe. I think it might be the one with the werewolf.
Oh, where it flings it back.
The middle seat. It's seats and it's kind of like the Forbidden Journey
Yeah.
with Harry Potter,
Yeah.
those kind of seats. But the middle seat is a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So they're like, if you're a certain size, you get a little more
Mhm.
leeway, I
Mhm.
guess, with these seats and stuff like that. So I just want to look at that, and for people that are debating whether or not to go, or is it worth it? Will I fit?
Yeah.
We'll kind of figure that out. Um, and then on top of that, I'm really excited to see what kind of merch, say for Super Mario, is going to be there,
Oh, it's gonna be sick.
because it's been so iconic to all of us for all our, like,
Mhm.
it's what we grew up on. And now we're going to have a whole store dedicated just to like Donkey Kong, Super Mario, like Donkey Kong and stuff like that.
I'm gonna have to go in every one of those gift shops.
Oh, you're going to have to,
Yeah.
while we're in the virtual queue. While we're in the virtual queue.
Hey, we did buy an express pass. We bought an express pass for Epic since we're there one day. Only thing is, it's only good for certain rides, and Ministry of Magic is not one of them. And I think the Donkey Kong ride you can't use it on. And we only purchased the one where it's just a one-time deal. Read on it once and then get back in the lineup. That's fine. That's fine. We need to make the most of it.
Yeah, it's, we're going to maximize it the best. And then the one thing that, we're going to try to fit in, everything willing, is I am definitely hoping to take the little hour and a half drive. And if you know me, you know that an hour, hour and a half away down Daytona is one of my most favorite places on earth, and we're going to be going to Buc-ee's. And if anybody knows, you have to Google it, you have to look it up. Check out our TikTok and some of our videos because there's definitely content on Buc-ee's, but it's going to be like Nancy T's first time there. She's
I've
heard
never
the
been.
talk. She's heard the talk.
It looks like an extravagant big stop. If I had to compare it to something,
It's the Irving Big Stop on Slack.
like, but better. Yeah.
It is the big stop on a beverage. It is a whole nother level. There's like, what is it, 120 some odd pumps. They have their own clothing line with every kind of
I
clothing
saw
there.
fudge.
They make their own fudge, cookies, those kind of sweets. They have a whole wall of every different flavor, beef jerky. There's a whole wall. They have their own candy. They have their own potato
Love
chips,
candy.
their own line of mints, cotton candy. And then right in the middle of it, they do their own barbecue.
Nice. In
You
the
get
nighttime?
it 24/7. 24/7. They got the brisket. They got the chicken. Their sandwiches, like it is just absolutely, it is phenomenal. And it's all quality. And maybe we'll have to get something from there and do a draw or something like that because we're going to make sure as we're trying out all the greatness that is going to be epic, we're going to make sure we get a couple of things to bring a little bit of Universal back for you guys. Everybody in life should have gone to a Buc-ee's. So we definitely have to do a draw with some kind of something, maybe a t-shirt or something for Buc-ee's.
We're going to film it all too.
Oh, we're going to film
It'll be
it
on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we're definitely going to film all of
Our
this stuff.
experience. Yeah.
I think it's going to be fantabulous.
Can we film in the airport? We'll film what we can.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what the airports are going to be like because I hear travel is down a little bit this time of the year for some reason. So it'd be interesting.
Should be no lineups for us then.
I think there's no lineups for some reason, unbeknownst to anything you don't want to talk about. That might get you stopped at the border. Yeah. So having said that, we're definitely going to make sure we film to give you guys an accurate description. But I think the biggest takeaway tonight is that we are so excited to be getting on the ground and to show you guys what it's like to walk up to Epic, to get through and just be able to take it all in.
Yeah, and I've never been to any parks when they've just opened because when oh my God, Animal Kingdom opened when I was in like grade 9. It's not like I can be like, hey, mom, give me a ticket to go.
It's been a minute.
So this is an experience in itself. It's like, holy crap, we are going for, I mean, it opens May 22nd. That's not when we're going, but we are going soon. And
you don't
holy crap, we're going to be there for that. That in itself is exciting. Not to mention, we're going to be a nice, hot, sunny place. We're going to a theme parks where it's fun and there's no stress. I mean, yeah, there's stress, I guess, in lineups and waiting and you're hot and cranky and whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're still in the place having fun and just away from life for a little bit. So I'm excited.
I think I'm excited. I'm going to have to go to Downtown Disney just to go into the world of Disney and just kind of, oh, yes, dear.
When we go?
Well, we just got a little, we have to have a little bit.
We'll have to slap that onto the agenda.
Yeah, we got it. We need a,
we've got a car.
Yeah, we have to, I need to feel a little bit of that Disney.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to Florida and not
I know.
Going into a Disney park. I'm kind of,
I know.
rationalizing that somehow in my mind.
We go, what is it? The sandwich of Earl? Or what is it called?
The Earl of
The Earl
Sandwich.
sandwich.
This is the best sandwiches ever. The Earl of Sandwich.
So now we've got a plan.
Ghirardelli's.
Oh, Ghirardelli. I like the Goofy's candy place.
Oh yeah, you got to go in there.
And the Legos. Oh my God, how are we fitting this all?
So if anybody would like
It's open till 11, so I guess we got time.
would like to come with us to act as our bag carrier.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, I just may email myself. Oh my God,
FedEx our stuff.
yeah, FedEx my stuff to myself
Yes.
back, because as we all know, we have.
Well, we'll be back in September for a week.
Yeah, I have personal shoppers. We have personal shoppers in Florida who mail us stuff all the time. I keep wanting to say email, but so we are going to definitely be taking a run to the Disney Character Warehouse.
Oh yeah, that's a must.
That is a must.
And if you guys have never been, I highly encourage that you check it out, because I mean, we all know Disney, Universal, all these trips are, on the pricier end. And if you're a Disney fan or you're just looking for some Disney stuff to wear in the parks, you don't have to pay, what is it, like rack price or whatever at the parks. You can certainly go to the Disney Outlet. It's in Orlando, and you can. What are you doing? I've lost my train of thought. Anyways, there's a Disney Outlet store there, so there's tons of stuff that's dirt cheap. Like there's T-shirts for $7.99. I mean, yes, it's American, but I mean, I'd rather pay $77.99 for a T-shirt than $34.99.
And that was the big thing. Is I went to Florida. I went to Disney on a Disney vacation.
Yeah.
And they had the 50th merch out, and beautiful.
Yeah.
Extremely, extremely expensive. Especially for us Canadians with the exchange, it's very expensive. So having said that, you go and it showed up in the Character Warehouse over 50% off.
Yeah, I got a jacket, a 50th anniversary jacket.
So yeah, and I got the bag, like the, oh, what's it called?
The tote?
That little tiny one.
Oh,
Loungefly.
Loungefly, yeah.
Got the Loungefly, sweatshirts, like all of it.
Yeah.
And I got stuff for the family. So that is a really good way that a lot of us, when we go to the parks, you like to have your Disney stuff on.
Yeah.
You like to look like you fit in.
Yeah.
And that you're as excited to be there as you are. It's a really good stop, because you can load up and get 3, 4, 5 items that you might pay in the parks for just one.
Oh, exactly.
So,
and especially like your kids are older, but mine are still quite young. And when we took them, not last year, but the previous year, we were going at Christmas time. So I knew they would want those bubble ones that are like $34.99. So I happened to see them at the outlet. I paid $7.99 for them. Were they the year before's version? Yes, they were. Did my kids know? Nope. Did I care? Nope. And they had the time of their lives. They brought them into the park, and I paid $7.99 for each one. They're huge. They light up. They squirt out bubbles. And the newer version or current version was like, I don't know, maybe a different color or something. It's still the same thing, and they're $34.99.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting too as we're walking around Universal to see
the pricing.
Yeah, their pricing and kind of what they're offering.
Yeah.
Because they don't have.
There's no outlet.
There's no outlet.
I know.
For them. And I do know that Universal once a year, and I can't remember because I had a personal shopper, that lovely gal named Wendy. Yeah, lovely girl. Anyway, she went to that sale, and I, and went live, and we could purchase things and the stuff, the popcorn holder and all this kind of stuff that I got it was an amazing sale. It was an amazing sale, and I was really kind of happy to be able to participate in that, but I haven't found anybody yet
Yeah.
since the tragic day that I lost Wendy as a shopper. That you know,
It's a shame they don't have an outlet though. Like
it is.
really, because it's the same as Disney. All the stuff that goes to the outlet, like, people often think, oh, it's damaged or whatever. A lot of it is the seasonal stuff that comes in because they have new merch every new party that's happening, new event that's happening. So, when we go down, flower and garden stuff should be there. The
Yep.
stuff that they couldn't sell. So it's not necessarily damaged or anything like that. It's just, they're moving on to other things. So when we go back there in September, like it'll be all the summer stuff that's going to be in
Yep.
that outlet, plus flower and garden if it's still there. Like you go in January, you're going to hit up all the Halloween stuff and you're going to hit up the Christmas stuff. Like it's just how it is.
Which I will be spending my 50th birthday, January 27th,
I got invited.
in the Magic Kingdom. Amen.
Too bad it'd be like that Full House episode. Do you remember that? Where Michelle has her tea party. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
Did you ever saw that Full House episode?
maybe.
Oh my God. So the Tanners go down to Walt Disney World because they're filming Wake Up San Francisco, Danny and Rebecca, whatever. Anyways, Michelle Tanner is, I don't know, she runs off for something because she overheard DJ and Stephanie say something. They're at Magic Kingdom. And she gets lost, but she's not really lost. She's with the characters. And they have this big giant tea party. And like Joey and them, they all find her with all the seven dwarfs, Goof. Like, I can't remember seeing this episode before.
That's a good way to be lost.
And Snow White, she's there talking to Michelle.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm going to find this episode for you.
Maybe.
Probably on Netflix. Where can you watch Full House? You watch it on Netflix?
I don't know. I'll have to go. I have to look.
Have you ever seen the episode where on Family Matters? They
No.
go to what?
Stop!
Oh my God.
We all have different childhoods. I watched the A-Team. Dun, 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 dun.
Did he go to Magic Kingdom?
I don't know. I don't know if that van would make it all the way to the Magic Kingdom.
Oh my God.
That'll be my homework.
Yeah.
That'll be my homework.
So watch the Family Matters episode.
Yeah.
And that's when Stefan and what's her face, Laura, get engaged. Did you watch Family Matters as a kid?
Yeah, I know some of it. Everybody knows
Do you know
Urkel.
Stefan?
Did I do
Yeah.
that?
And that's his alter ego in that
Yeah.
little machine.
Yeah.
We
Stefan.
need help.
Stefan. So yeah, I guess we just
Stop it.
we're a little off topic, but at the same time, it's on brand with just how we are.
Just us. We're casual.
Because
loose.
it's so Florida. It just has, to me, I call it going home. I love going. I'm as comfortable driving on those streets as I'm probably more comfortable, to be honest, than driving in Halifax lately.
Well, she's driving. I'm not driving down there.
So I'm kind of excited just to be back home. I always have Old Town. Everybody knows I go on about Old Town, but I just don't think time is going to allow for it this time. But if you're bored, lying in bed, going through your phone, trying to figure out what to Google before you go to sleep, look up Old Town in Kissimmee, because the car shows and stuff there on Friday and Saturday nights are outstanding. And when I'm there in January, I will most definitely be down there for at least one of those nights to check that out, because it's just, you can't believe these awesome cars are still around, because we don't see them so much here, and they're just, oh my God, some of them will take your breath away. They're beautiful. And they drive by you while you're sitting on the street having a cold beer, the coldest of beer. It's great. You can sit there and have some popcorn, watch midgets do the wrestle, and oh yeah, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I'll get you there in January.
I don't know. January's a quick and dirty for me too. It's only a couple days. But maybe we would go in September because we're there for a week.
Yeah, September maybe. So the big things, is we're talking to you a little bit about our plans, what we've kind of done in the past. So this epic and experiencing a new park is totally going to be new for us,
Yeah.
as it is with most people our generation,
Yeah.
and those of us that travel to the parks to experience the stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess the big thing is, what would you like to see? Do you want us to really take the time, say, in the shops and get all the merch? Do you want us to take the time? I'm going to take the time to fat test the rides.
Yep.
And I know some people don't like that word, but that's what it is for me, fat testing the rides. So I'm going to do that. Do you guys want us to go into the, restaurants and at least get pictures like of the menus, or, get some of the food. Yeah. Yep. Snacks, what's going to be available. I know they're going to have the Universal Epic collector's drinker, the mug.
Yeah. Refillable mugs.
Refillable mug. Right now, from what I have seen, they're $50.
It's a tumbler, right?
It's a bigger tumbler. It's not a Stanley, guys. But I'm willing to, put my Stanley down for a few minutes.
All day long. It's gonna be hot. We will be filling it up nonstop.
Say hi to sodium and swollen ankles, but yet here we are.
Are we taking? Like, I hate carrying a school bag with me because it's so hot. But then if I use my little crossbody, I can't fit stuff in it.
This is when I need my Stanley. I need that holder that holds your Stanley.
But that's another thing across your neck hanging off.
I'm feeling like Bucky's had one. So I'm feeling
everyone has one.
Yeah, but I'm picky. So if it's not right from Stanley, then I might get one from Bucky's.
I feel I'm going to take my knapsack anyways, just in case, because I'll put bottles of water and shit like that in there. Pardon my French. And I'm sorry if someone takes offense to that, but that's just how I talk. But
we gotta get a scooter.
No,
a scooter with a little trolley behind us.
Put my suntan lotion in it and stuff. I just think of how hot it's going to be. Only because I know when I went to Florida in May last year, I was soaked because it was so hot. So it's like, it'll be worth it. We're going to have to get a map and plan. Like, I wonder if we can grab a map of Epic when we go to Universal the first day.
They gotta have something.
They will. Or we'll have to do it online and like strategically plan.
Yep.
Like, it's so odd for me to say that though, because I haven't had to do that in years because we go to Disney so often. It's like, I don't need to do that anymore.
Yep.
But this is like, okay, I'm going to have to get my park map out and like where we head to first. We have to make a virtual queue line first thing.
Yep.
For that Ministry of Magic.
Yeah.
And then, so do we do that and then head over to Nintendo World first? Like, where are we going?
Yeah. And
it's a lot.
And it's going to be like, for example, like when I go to Magic Kingdom, I kind of know you have to go in a circle. Other people do it
I know
different, but for us, we start and we go all the way around. We don't care which way we go.
I mean, there are times when I go right through to Fantasy World.
Yeah,
I know
that's blasphemy.
I don't do that as much anymore, but I have done. I'll admit it. I have done that.
For shame. She calls herself a Disney person. Come on, guys.
But I used to.
Somebody in the comments, you tell her. You educate her. You let her know. Let her know.
I need to hit up Peter Pan before it gets too friggin' busy. Because I know that lineup is atrocious. So I just get that out of the way.
That's like me racing to It's a Small World and having a beautiful elderly lady drive right up the back of my leg with her scooter. It somewhat diminished the excitement of the moment. But as she finally landed back on the ground from having driven up my leg, we parted friends.
That's another thing too. We'll have to check that out for Like, do they have stroller rentals? Like, there's kid sections at Epic. Um, so we'll check all that out too, right?
Scooters,
Scooters, stroller rentals,
strollers,
how long you can get it. Do you like, you
what the
know?
charge is.
Yeah, yeah. And are they those hard ones like Disney does?
I don't know.
Hard plastic things
Yeah.
for strollers. Can't imagine how comfortable those are.
So I guess, yeah, the big thing is we want to know what you guys want to see in Florida.
Mhm.
And if there's something, we're very specifically looking at Epic,
Mhm.
Universal Epic, um, because we really want to showcase to you guys what's out there, what's
Mhm.
happening.
Mhm.
Do you want to consider a vacation for yourself?
Yep.
That kind of stuff. We're gonna try to. We definitely got to show you Bucky's because that is, I think it's becoming more and more famous. I
I've
was
never been.
in
I'm pumped.
I was in Punta Cana. Um, my husband had his Bucky's T-shirt on anyway, and you just hear people scream at you, Bucky.
Someone did that too down the waterfront.
Yep, and did it here at Halifax
Yeah.
on the waterfront. So it's getting quite popular, but I think you're gonna be popular. Absolutely. And I think as it gets out more, like more of the East Coast goes up there and takes the time
Yeah.
to drive to Bucky's, I really think I think people get it. My husband's cousin, Chris, went a couple months ago and he was just I just got this text message and it was like you weren't kidding. Like thought you were nuts, but you weren't kidding. This place is great. And he couldn't get over it. And he got some of the food to try, like some of the
Mhm.
sandwiches they make and stuff. And he was like, it's phenomenal,
Yeah, we're taking it back to hotel with us.
right? It is absolutely phenomenal. And it's not like, the two hot dogs and a polar pop,
Which is also phenomenal.
which it suits its purpose.
you're in a
Don't get
pinch.
me wrong. I think my parents had some lovely dates at the Irving Big Stop,
Makes is good.
the beginning of their dating history for two hot dogs. I do.
And another thing I think we should point out too, we're not staying on a Universal property.
Nope.
We're staying, and you guys know us, we're Disney people for the most part, and normally I stay on property a lot, and this time we're not. I mean, I've stayed off site, but I find with kids it's just easier because we don't rent a car either. So I'd rather spend the money for convenience. And it's all on what is convenient for you. But so I usually stay on Disney property, but this time we're not. We're staying just on the corner of Lake Bonavista into iDrive.
Yeah, a Marriott.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. So we can show you, as much as we can, get it in the car rental, show you what kind of lineup or whatever you're faced with, what it looks like to do that, driving from the airport to, our hotel, and then just showing you the sights.
Yep.
And also showing people when I first started going to Disney as a kid, when my parents took us, well, we do Universal and Disney and SeaWorld and stuff. We never stayed on property, like never. We stayed at a Quality and a Days and whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think it's a good opportunity to show people that, you know, yes, you want to go to Disney and stuff, you don't want to pay the resort price, completely understandable, but this is what it looks like when you're off site, right? Like, so I think I'm looking forward to showing people that.
Yeah. And the big thing about Florida hotels is, yeah, read the reviews.
Read the reviews.
Read the reviews. All I'm gonna say is there's one hotel in Kissimmee I think I'm traumatized for the rest of my life. And it was an interesting room down to the black mold.
Oh,
and
yum.
and I'll be very plain and say bodily fluids and whatnot
Oh,
places. And
double yummy.
yeah, we all got shots when we got home, and we only stayed there one night. We were all traumatized, all slept with our clothes on.
Well, ours is not to be like that.
Yeah, no, ours is, well, very hopefully, because I just couldn't do
Oh,
it.
I'm pumped because I read that there's a Pizza Hut by us and a KFC. There's a little shopping strip mall near us. I think it's across the street. And what is it? There's like a
Vinelands is close.
there's
The
Vineland's
outlets.
close, but there's a Dollar Tree by us. I'm pumped. And those cheap little gift shops where you get
Yep.
the knockoff t-shirts and stuff.
Yep.
I'm pumped because I haven't done that in years because I did that with my parents. And one time me and Sean went and stayed on International Drive at a Hilton. And we had a ball. I loved it. I loved where we stayed. So sometimes I do miss seeing that stuff, like the other things that are out there. Because when you do stay at Disney, you're in your Disney bubble.
Yep. It's definitely a bubble. So it'll be interesting to
Which
see
I
where
still love.
Epic is a little bit separate.
Yeah.
Kind of how, that's what I'm so interested about, how they're going to kind of make sure it's included and
Yeah.
you feel like it's all connected and you're all part of the same, like, Harry Potter story.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. So I guess our big takeaways from tonight, as we're here babbling your ears off, what do you guys want to see while we're there? Especially, like, be specific. If you want to see the restaurants, merch, the rides, we will try to get as much of the rides
Yeah.
as we can.
Yeah.
I think there are some limits on what you're allowed to film on the rides.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I've seen people so far filming the whole ride. I've seen people say stop and say no, we couldn't.
Yeah.
So I think it's just we're gonna have to play that by ear.
Well, I think we'll have to do what Universal's rules are. And I think it is you can't film. Like there's certain I think there's very few you can. And the ones who do film the whole thing, I think take a chance because they can be kicked off YouTube and stuff. So I don't want that to happen. And we want to be as respectful as we can. And we'll give honest reviews too. We're not going to sit there and be like, it's the best thing if it sucked.
Well, it is Universal. It's not Disney. So already, in my mind, but the
It's
dark
different. It's
universe,
different.
the werewolf, the vampire, the all that, Frankenstein,
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing, that is my genre.
Yeah.
This is Universal's chance to get me back as a customer regularly.
Yeah.
And say I want to go there for anything. It would be above Super Mario, anything else, it would be the dark universe.
Yeah. There's some rides there I'm telling you right now I'm not getting on.
Well, I'm not getting on nothing crazy either.
No. But
My
that's
God.
the bet that I think that's what's great about theme parks. Because theme parks, it's meant to be immersive and you put yourself there and it brings back like that. How do you say it again?
The nostalgic
I
feeling.
can never say it. Yeah. And you don't have to get on everything to have a good time. Like when I go to Disney, I don't get on anything wild and crazy. I get on a roller coaster that doesn't go upside down. Absolutely.
Listen,
but
I get out of bed and I give myself whiplash. And I'm bent over and can't.
Honestly,
yeah.
No, seriously though, like I could walk through Magic Kingdom, not get on anything, and have the time of my life. Because I just love it. There's like there's stuff going on. There's just so to each their own, right?
Yep. And it's what you want to get out of it. I want to be able to come back and still walk upright. So I'm not going to be getting on.
I'm taking it into the park.
I am not taking going on a bunch of rides where I'm worried about.
Well, it's my knee, and that's another thing too, guys. We're no spring chickens. Nancy's got a bad back. I've got a bad knee.
My neck, my back.
Like, so it's going to be very realistic review. Like, I mean, yes, we're going to be doing a lot of walking. We already know that, but it's like, holy crap, are our knees going to be sore? Are my feet going to be sore? Like,
get the Epsom salts. I got to go soak my paint.
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway,
it's going to be a time.
We're going to have fun. We're going to try to bring you guys as much as we can.
Yeah.
For a few different places. So, like I said, drop in the comments. We want to hear, what do you guys want to see? Do you want a good breakdown of what the price is? What each land has to offer. We're going to do as much as we can.
And the other parks too, not just Epic. Like we're going to do that for Universal Island of Adventure as well, because they've changed since I've been there. There's some new stuff.
Yeah, so we'll get it all pumped out for you guys.
Yep.
So keep an eye on our Facebook page because you just never know where we're going to pop up. and when.
Yep. And on our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. And while you're waiting for some of this universal stuff to pop up, it's a good chance to check out our page and check out some of our Monday makers that we've been sharing on the Facebook page, and their local small businesses that deserve all the support that we can give them. So if you want to check those out, we've done Not Your Nanny's Knitting so far, the East Coast Mom Market.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Right? We have another one on board for next Monday. So that's the big thing local, is just keep an idea in your head to maybe check out some of these guys, because I can guarantee you will not be disappointed. And we will definitely be chatting with you guys soon. And you never know when we're going to pop up live and from where.
It's a surprise.
We're going to be tasting the biscuit
Taste the biscuit
on the plane. Anyway,
we're out.
Everybody, peace out. Have a lovely evening, and we will be chatting with you soon.